What is up, AFC North football fans, and welcome into another edition of the AFC North Roundtable, powered by BetUS. Week 15 is in the books tonight. We turn the page to Week 16, a massive game within a massive week rather in the division, because there's only two games, two divisional showdowns this week in Week 16. Tonight, we preview both of them on the NFL Week 16 preview episode of the AFC North Roundtable. Without further ado, let's bring in the boys. Bubba filling in for Mark tonight. Sam and my main man, Zay. We do not have Zim in with us tonight. He's got a family emergency he's dealing with, so our hearts go out to him, and we hope to see him again next week. We'll be talking about his Bengals this evening as we predict that showdown with the Cleveland Browns this upcoming Sunday. But we have to start with this upcoming Saturday, fellas. Saturday afternoon football, and it's going to be a banger. This could potentially be the AFC North Championship. Depending on how it all ends up going down, this could be the game that ends up deciding it all. Now, you might be shocked as we head on over to BetUS and take a look at the line for this game, fellas. You might be shocked to see that despite the fact that the Pittsburgh Steelers got the best of the Baltimore Ravens the last time around, Ravens are a 6.5-point favorite over a touchdown favorite. And I know Zay's already in his voice. I can hear him saying, yeah, that's the Mike Tomlin spot right there. 6.5-point dogs are these Steelers. Man, I think either way, fellas, no matter how you think this game's going to go, who you think is going to win, 6.5 feels like a lot. I'm interested to see if you think it's a lot. Zay, I'll start with you, man. Who gets it done here, and what's the final?
Like, what are we doing? When are we gonna learn? Seriously, like this is becoming a joke. This is either gonna be a blowout for the ages, or this is gonna be another. What is you doing? Because 6.5 points, give me that all day. I'm taking that all day. Now, can I convince myself to go Pittsburgh on the Baltimore Ravens? I kind of can. But I don't know if I want to, just for the simple fact that I think Lamar Jackson at home, big spotlight game, it feels like one of those things where he's going to push your Josh Allen MVP conversation with one of those like performances. I think Pittsburgh will have to play, as much as we love those AFC North games where it's low scoring, ground and pound defensive game. I think we may be in for some fireworks. I think Russell Wilson's going to have to prove it at least one more time this year that he can do it. And Lamar Jackson doesn't seem to be slowing down anytime soon. You know me, I always go with the Steelers when it's a big disrespect like this. But I don't think I'm gonna do it this week. I will take the 6.5 points, but give me the Baltimore to win it.
I cannot wait for this game. Speaking of the Steelers, by the way, what a brutal stretch this is. Oh, my God. You got
Oh,
Philly.
don't go there, Z. Don't you do that.
Say 3 games in 10 days. Less than 10 days.
You guys have had the most buttery bread there like all season.
The bread is good, though.
Talk to him.
So don't complain about the butt of the bread now that it's here.
Well, I mean, this is the heart of the matter. I mean, this is what it's all coming down to.
That it is.
Saturday at 4:30, and Mark will be in Pittsburgh to watch it. Me and him are going to be watching the game because that's where he's flying right now. So
are you going
coming to your house?
No, we're just going to watch it in Pittsburgh. We're going to sit there and watch the game together, and
nice.
It's going to be an experience. It's a big game. It's always a big game. This is the slugfest. This is the Muhammad Ali smoking Joe Frazier. This is what it is. And look, I mean, we have to have everybody healthy. Baltimore's healthy. They're coming off that big victory against the lovely Giants. We lost in Philly. TJ is, I don't know what's going on. We got a couple days before game time. Pickens is, he's out on the practice field doing his maneuvers and stuff, and he has to be in that game to give some kind of offense. This is like an old Western where the young gunslinger is Lamar Jackson and the old gunslinger is Russell Wilson, and they're out in the middle. And maybe, Zay, like you said, Russell Wilson pulls one out. When it comes to big games, I mean, he's a former Super Bowl quarterback. He likes the Pittsburgh atmosphere. We cannot be out, and we cannot mess up. We have to play smart football. No penalties, definitely no turnovers. And, if it comes down to a field goal kick, I'm good with Boswell.
So who
All good
takes
with
it?
the Bos.
Who takes it, Mama?
Well, I'm not. No offense to anybody. I'm always going to take the Pittsburgh Steelers no matter what. I don't care if it's whatever. I know a couple weeks ago, Sam, you took Denver. I remember over
Yeah.
over your team, and I
Good
was like,
times.
oh my, yeah, I know. I was like, Mark, how could he do that? I mean, I could never ever do that, and I would never ever do that. And I even took Steelers over Philly, as crazy as it sounds, last week, and I believe that we are going to clinch the division Saturday about 7:30.
Sam, I got a feeling you got something to say about that. Talk to me.
Again, if George Pickens doesn't play, there's no chance the Steelers win this game. I just don't see it. George Pickens with Brandon Stevens, that's a matchup concern for me. So if George Pickens is even at 50%, I say he goes and gives it a shot because this offense looks completely different without George Pickens. I will say Lamar Jackson has never played against the Pittsburgh Steelers in Baltimore with the full crowd. The only time he's played Pittsburgh in his entire career as a starter was in 2020 during COVID. They had about 4,000 fans out there, and they lost by 4 points to Ben Roethlisberger. So this is his first time in a full packed stadium against the Pittsburgh Steelers in his career, which is crazy to think about in his entire career.
Really?
100%. Look it up. It's nuts. Either he's already clinched the postseason or he's been injured against the Steelers. Yeah.
Wow.
Every other game he's played against the Steelers has been in Pittsburgh. So this will be the first time. So I know he's very amped up about it.
Sam, if he's so good, it doesn't matter how many people are in the audience.
Yeah. You're right. And he didn't play a great game in that one. I think Ronnie Stanley got hurt that game. He threw a couple of turnovers and maybe fumbled a couple as well. So it was 2020. He was kind of young, but it was still the Greg Roman offense. So I give him some slack. But yeah, I mean, that's not an excuse. I'm just saying, as far as history goes, this will be his first time doing it. So it should be a pretty rocking atmosphere. I tell you, if the Steelers beat the Ravens and they clinch the AFC North in Baltimore, I don't know how the fans recover from that. I don't know how they do it. It reminds me of the AFC Championship game when the Chiefs held the Lamar Hunt Trophy in Baltimore last year. So it'll be up there with that. So I think the Ravens get the job done. 6.5 points is a lot. I mean, it's a lot. I don't know if last week I was very aggressive in my approach, take the 17 points against the Giants. And of course I was right in this one. If I was to bet, I'd go 6.5 plus for the Steelers, but I still think the Ravens get the job done. They cannot turn the football over like they did last time. You can't miss field goal kicks in this game because it might come down to a kick. And Boswell, he'll make his kick. Will Justin Tucker make his? I think that'll be the difference. But I'm very excited for this game. I've been talking about this game for the last month since the Ravens lost to the Steelers the first time. So I think this is where the Ravens get to come up. And it doesn't guarantee a division win, a division title, I should say, but it does give them some hope to get that crown come week 18.
Excited, man. You and me both. I cannot wait to watch this game on Saturday. It's going to be awesome. Let's switch our gears to Sunday with another divisional showdown and in Cincinnati, where another big spread finds itself between two rivals. I don't know if I'm seeing the spread here the way that these numbers are being laid out in front of us, fellas. We got 6.5 Pittsburgh as an underdog. We got the Browns as a 9-point dog against these Cincinnati Bengals. I just don't know who the Bengals are right now to be catching 9 against anybody, but that's currently the line. By the way, if I didn't mention earlier, YouTube 150, the promo code on BetUS. That'll get you 150% sign-up bonus up to $2,000 on your first deposit and 125% bonus on your next two after that. Use that to get in on all of these lines that we're talking about tonight and, of course, all the lines for Week 16 in general. Man, that's a big spread right there. I understand that Cincy might have the best offense in the league when they're rolling, but that defense is going to allow anybody to be in the game. 9 points seems like a lot. Bubba, talk to me. Who do you think gets it done here, Cincy or Cleveland? And do you think that 9-point spread is a bit heavy?
I think that 9-point spread is actually good. I think Cleveland, I didn't know that, on the last show, Zay said that Chubb's out with a broken foot. I mean, they're not going to be able to, they got that Ford to run the ball, but I don't think they're going to be able to compete against Cincinnati in a shootout. And they'll have to, unless Burrows throws a pick six or something like that, I can't see Cleveland actually keeping into the race offensively with Cincinnati. And I don't like Cincinnati to win by any means, but it's not looking good for Cleveland against Cincinnati, and I think Cincinnati will cover the spread.
So you got the Bengals taking it, keeping their slim playoff chances alive against the Browns. Sam, how about you? Who takes it?
If Winston was playing, I would say the Browns have a shot, only because I think him spreading the football around would give Jerome Ford an opportunity to get the run game going. I think Ford's one of the most underrated running backs along with Justice Hill in the league. I think he's played well opposite Chubb. I think a case can be made that Ford's been the better running back so far since Chubb's coming off that injury. So I think it'll be tough for Ford to get it done on the ground by himself when they know that they don't have DTR to worry. They have DTR to worry about, but I mean, I don't know if he's going to be the guy to get it done through the air. I will take the Browns to cover. I'll take the +9. I think 9's too much in a division game like this, but I think the Bengals do win. I need them to win. Sorry, Zay, but yeah, I think the Bengals do get a job done, but I think 9's a lot. So give me the +9.
Zay, talk to me, baby. What happens?
This is very, very tricky. Okay, I don't know if this is considered being on the fence, but I feel like I'm kind of on the fence. The Browns have one path to winning this game, right? And that's going to be low scoring. If you can keep this game low scoring, and I'm not talking about 20 points, like you need 17-13, you need 14-10, like you need that type of game. If you can, which you're right, I'm talking a pipe dream right now.
That's your Christmas gift,
but
right there.
but if you can get that, and here's where I think the edge comes into this. Myles Garrett's going for sack number 100, which would make him the youngest player or something like that to do so. He's a half a sack away. If Myles Garrett opens up this game, and we know what he can do on that defensive side of the ball, we know Denzel Ward loves the Jamar Chase matchup. Martin Emerson has been getting picked on all game. It's just one of those games where if anyone's going to get up to play for something, it's because they low-key hate the Bengals. Like, we've seen that in the media. They always had that little feud with Denzel Ward and Jamar Chase. It's on site. So I think if you can keep this low scoring, you'll give DTR a shot to go out there and do something. But if the Bengals score more than 21 points, you can kiss this game goodbye. So can I say the Browns win if we hold the Bengals under 17? But we lose if they score over 20? Like, can I do that?
You can, because it's not going to happen.
Okay, well, that's what I'm saying. So I'm going to pick the Browns only if we can hold them under, like, 20 points. But if the Bengals score more than that, we losing, period.
Oh, my God, fellas. Does it get better in the AFC North than two AFC North matchups on a silver platter for us this late into the season? I can't wait for next week when we can talk about it, because it's just going to be back and forth, duking it out, especially these Steelers and these Ravens, man. I cannot wait. This feels like a playoff game in mid-December. So a lot coming our way this upcoming weekend that we get to dive into and, of course, talk about next week on the Week 16 recap episode of the AFC North Roundtable. In order to be notified of that and all upcoming episodes, hit that like button for us on your way out the door and subscribe button. That way you can be notified of all of those upcoming episodes that I just mentioned. And also on your way out the door, YouTube 150 is the promo code on BetUS. All of the Week 16 lines are up. You can get in on them using that promo code that will get you a 150% sign-up bonus up to $2,000 on your first deposit and 125% bonus on your next two after that. Hell of a weekend of football ahead of us, gentlemen. Can't wait to talk about it the next time I'm with you. For Zay, Sam, Bubba, Mark, who couldn't join us tonight, and Zim, who couldn't join us tonight, I'm your host, Z-Bot. Thanks so much for tuning in to the AFC North Roundtable, and we'll see you on the next one.
Come out and play, Marky Mark.